Okay, quick gut check. You open your banking app, you scroll, and there it is. Another month where you didn't technically mess up, but somehow you're still not moving forward. Bills paid, nothing catastrophic happened, yet your savings barely moved. And you tell yourself, it's fine, I'll start being serious when I make more. Okay, yeah, that's literally most people. Here's the thing. There's a $100 habit that quietly separates people who end up wealthy from people who stay financially stuck forever. Not because $100 is a lot of money, but because of what that $100 does to your brain. My name is Nico Invest, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people make smart money and still don't get rich. And if you're someone who earns decent money but feels like you're always behind no matter how hard you try, hit subscribe and give this video a thumbs up because this one might sting a little. Now look, most people think the difference between rich and broke is income. It's not. According to Federal Reserve data, nearly 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing. And here's the wild part. Many of those people earn above average salaries, so what's actually going on? This is where it gets interesting. Let's talk about the $100 habit. Imagine two people, same age, same job, same $3,000 take-home pay. Person A finishes the month with $100 left. They spend it. Maybe a dinner, maybe Amazon, maybe I deserve this. Person B takes that same $100 and moves it immediately into a separate account the moment they get paid. Not invested, not optimized, just removed from reach. Now you might be thinking, Nico, come on, it's just $100. Exactly. That's why it works. Here's what most people don't realize. Money decisions are almost never about math. They're about identity. Psychologists call this self-signaling, the idea that your actions teach your brain who you are. When you automatically move $100 every single month, your brain quietly updates your identity from I'm someone who spends what's left to I'm someone who saves first. And that identity shift is everything. Let's do the boring math for a second. $100 a month is $1,200 a year. Over 10 years, that's $12,000. Invested at a modest 7%, you're looking at roughly $17,000 to $18,000. Cool, helpful, not life-changing, but that's not the real number that matters, because once that habit is locked in, it scales. Raises don't disappear anymore. Bonuses don't vanish. Lifestyle inflation slows down. Studies from behavioral economists like Richard Thaler show that people who automate savings increase their savings rate by up to 30% without feeling poor. Why? Because your brain adapts downward way faster than it adapts upward. You don't miss money you never see, but if you wait to save whatever's left at the end of the month, there is never anything left. Now look, this is where most people mess up. They wait for motivation, they wait for discipline, they wait for a better month. That month never comes. Rich people don't have more willpower, they have better systems, and the $100 habit is a system. It creates what psychologists call a default behavior, the path of least resistance. Spending becomes harder, saving becomes automatic. Now you might be thinking, what if I really can't afford $100? Then start with $25 or $50. The number doesn't matter, the direction does, because once you prove to yourself that you can consistently move money before you spend it, something flips. You stop asking, can I afford this? And start asking, is this worth breaking my system? That question alone will save you thousands. Here's the simple rule. The moment money hits your account, $100 leaves it into a separate savings or investment account you don't touch. Not at the end of the month, not when you feel responsible. Immediately, treat it like a bill you owe your future self. Because broke people save what's left, rich people decide first. And here's the quiet truth nobody talks about. Wealth isn't built by giant decisions, it's built by tiny, slightly uncomfortable habits repeated long enough that they become normal. That $100 habit won't make you rich this year, but it will turn you into the kind of person who eventually does get rich. And once that happens, the game changes. If this made you rethink how you handle money, subscribe, because the goal isn't just more money, it's becoming someone who finally feels in control of it.